Hey YouTube, what's going on? Clear here, coming back at you. It's kind of part two of the Fuji XH1, kind of somewhat thoughts and inputs on it so far. Obviously, see a lot more information has come out since yesterday. It's going to be about $2,000 for the body. That's kind of pretty much puts it in the same range the XT2. Give or take $100 maybe, if that, for what the price is of the XT2. Vic looked at it yesterday, but it's close. It's within just a couple bucks, I think. It's really tight. So I think really the question is, can this be used as a hybrid camera? I think it can in some way. Obviously, I think Fuji has a long way to go as far as implementing more video features into their camera, but it's a good stepping stone in the right direction if they really want to go that route. Fuji has always been great with firmware updates, which I love. Even with the older cameras, they've always been keeping update on the firmware for the bodies, for the lenses, stuff like that, which is nice. The Fuji XT1, which I'm like 98% sure I'm going to trade in for the XT20. I'm going to keep my 18-55, they call it kit lens, which is really sharp. It's XF lens, so I got to see how I can kind of finagle that, trade in the body and maybe the grip, and keep my 3 batteries, which is nice because they're cross compatible, which is real nice. I don't have to spend any money on new batteries, which is great. So the XH1, it has F-Log. A few people have done reviews on it so far. They got their hands on it and stuff. I think you really have to go and see your footage for yourself if you're really interested in this camera. The price range I think is really good for this camera. They have the, I think 3.5 jack is on the vertical grip, I believe, and they still have the 2.5 and the body itself, which I still don't get that whole thing. I really don't. So Fuji, try to do the 3.5 jack if you can next time. Other than that, I mean, as far as the glass go, you can't go wrong with Fuji glass. Really can't. It's real nice and sharp and real quality glass. So really, I think you have to get your hands on it and see if this is a camera you want. If you're a hybrid shooter, if you vote both photography and videography. 4K video, I think, is at 200 megabits per second, which is pretty big. The sensor is an X-Trans 3. Obviously, the megapixels can be 24 megapixels, which is still really good. Even though some people complain, Sony and other ones have 45 or 50 megapixels higher. There's pretty sure there's many reasons and rhymes why they decide to stick with 24 megapixel sensor. There's plenty of reasons. It could be cost. It could be just the way the sensor is and the way the body. So there's a whole bunch of variables when it comes into that factor, I do believe, on the back end of that. So really, I'm not going to get the XH1. I'm not. I'm still going to go with the XT20. But for you, if you're a hybrid shooter, I am a hybrid shooter, but I think for me right now, budgetary and other factors in there, I think the XT20 works best for me at this point in time. But if you want to get the XH1, go ahead and get it. I would get your hands on it first, play with it, and see if it's really for you. I think it can make a great hybrid camera. Obviously, there's other options out there if you want to do both photography and videography, of course. Canon's always had a good lineup. Sony has a good lineup as well. So it's at that point, it's a preference thing. I guess it's how you feel comfortable with any camera. I think is it really gonna fit your shooting needs? I think really what it comes down to with this particular camera. A lot of people like the Panasonic GH5. A lot of people like Sony. So really, I think it's gonna come down to what does it fit your shooting need? I think really what it comes down to with all these cameras, no matter what brand it is, I think. So that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you guys for watching the video. If you subscribe, thank you for watching and subscribing. If not, if you want to subscribe, hit the subscribe button, and if you do, also hit the notification button up top, and you'll be notified when I do videos. And we'll see y'all later. Have a good one.